Hello, congratulations.
Thank you.
Tremendous match. Everybody wants to talk to you. We'll go right to the audience. Okay? Raise your hands, please. One question. David.
Hi, Amanda. Congratulations. I know the goal is certainly to treat every match like it's the same, but given the occasion and the opponent, I'm curious how easy or difficult it was to do that and just how it felt out there for you on the court.
Yeah, I mean, today was definitely different than any other match here or that I've played ever because of the circumstances. But yeah, I think that I was really trying to go in with the right mindset, especially like the last 24 hours, really preparing myself more mentally than physically for today. And yeah, I'm really pleased with the way I was able to go into it and perform.
Great.
The 12th of July, you were sobbing your heart out. How have you turned it all around to have smiles like today and what you've achieved?
Well, honestly, it was just it was just like on the court that I was really crying that much. Maybe like 30 minutes afterwards, but then I got on the phone with someone and I kind of just like laughed it off. I was like, yeah, this is insane, but I don't know. I feel like I was really able to bounce back from it really quickly. And maybe a few years ago, I wouldn't have done the same as well as I have this time. But yeah, it's definitely nothing I've ever experienced before. I never lost 6-0, 6-0, and then to lose 6-0 in a Grand Slam final was a lot to experience. But today I'm just really, really proud of myself. I feel like I really made a point to myself and also maybe to other people that, like, if you really put a positive mindset out there or, I don't know, just try and work through things, then, you know, you can have a positive outcome. And I feel like I was really able to do all the right things. So I'm really happy.
Okay. Ava.
Congratulations, Amanda. You talked also before the tournament that the mental part was something that you really took from Wimbledon and kind of like battling the nerves and just preparing yourself. How has that changed for you, I guess? How do you take that experience and apply it differently when you're mentally getting ready for a match now?
I think what I learned then and also throughout this tournament, I feel like with each match that I've played, I tell myself to really not go into the match with fear. I think when I started the tournament, I was kind of going into the matches with a little bit of fear and maybe holding back a bit. And as I've been progressing and playing more and more, I told myself, like, you can't go into the match with any fear, especially if I'm playing against top players. Like, it's just, it's not a negotiable for me. Because if I want to win the match, I'm going to have to play really brave and strong tennis. And yeah, today I really came out there with like not an ounce of fear. And, you know, if you're watching the match, I was trying to really like have a lot of positive reinforcement and try to stay moving all the time, which is not actually something I do a lot. But yeah, I was just like constantly moving and trying to get myself going.
Cindy.
Well, since Ava asked my question already, I'll pivot. Can you just sort of take us through your day today, Amanda, as you prepared for this all-important match? Or maybe it was more important to us than it was to you.
No, it was very important to me. Well, I had to wake up at 7 a.m., which was different from my other days. I am really not a morning person. Like, I love sleeping in and just kind of laying in bed. And today it was a bit tough to wake up that early, but yeah, I mean, I got out at the courts quite early. I was warming up, and then, yeah, there was a long match before me. I mean, Felix and Alex. So I actually watched the whole match because I'm just in the locker room. And, yeah, it was an incredible performance from both players. And I was actually sad, like, someone had to lose that match. I was watching it, and it was really great to watch. But, yeah, apart from that, it's not really anything crazy. I mean, I just tried to go about my things very normally and one thing at a time. And I was like warming up in the gym, and then they're like playing the Wimbledon final and like both sides of the TV, and I'm just like zoned in. And I'm like, okay, I know there was like a lot of external stuff going on, and I could only imagine what everyone had been saying. And I truly just tried to really block all of the external stuff out. And I also have a lot of like mindfulness tactics that I try and practice. So I was really zoning in on that today.
Okay. Eleanor.
Andy, you mentioned before that maybe a few years ago you wouldn't have handled it the same. I just wonder how important do you think having the break from tennis was, and kind of seeing another side of life and a different perspective in terms of how you then handled the Wimbledon one?
Yeah, I mean, losing like that in a Grand Slam final, I think I would have maybe blamed myself more, or held on to guilt for a longer amount of time. And truly, like the most that I felt bad was for the people that had come to watch that day. I mean, I know it was really, really quick, and that was kind of like at the top of my mind in a way, just because I know how much people pay for those tickets and are excited to see Wimbledon. And I kind of had that guilt on my back, as opposed to winning my first Grand Slam final. I was like thinking about that more. But at the end of the day, to me, it's just tennis. I mean, I'm living out my dreams, and I'm in a really good place in my life, and I'm like happy every single day, which I really wasn't a couple years ago. I mean, I was going through a lot, and every single day was kind of a shitty day for me. And, looking back at that, it's not the most important thing to me is what happened that day. And really, it's just a tennis match at the end of the day. So I kind of just look at it like that. And yeah, I mean, I can give myself more chances and more opportunities if I work for them. So it's just kind of the mindset I had.
Catherine.
Hi, Amanda. Congratulations. When you talk about working through what happened at Wimbledon, what did that involve? Did it involve kind of confronting it and watching it back? Or was it kind of the opposite of that, like moving on from it and blocking it out, or maybe somewhere in between?
At the time, a few weeks ago, I just kind of forgot about it and moved on. Really didn't dissect anything about it. But last night, nobody told me to, but I watched them back, as painful as it was, just to see like what I can avoid or what went wrong. And then after, I had to watch some good highlights to like remove that from my brain. But yeah, I think it was important for me to kind of see what happened last night going into today's match. But back then, it was just kind of like move on. It's just like kind of a freak thing that happened. I have family and friends. I still have, the hard court swing to go. So it was kind of like, just move on to the next.
Last night that you took into today?
From that match?
Yeah.
That I was slow as hell. My reactions were I was so slow. But I mean, it happens. Like I'm a human, and some people just freeze sometimes. I was also exhausted. I was really fatigued into those last days of the tournament, and that's definitely something I'm working on, is being more physically fit to last 2 weeks in a Grand Slam. It's not just the matches we play. There's a lot of stress associated with these matches and the anticipation. So it was just a combination of things, and I think as I gain more experience, then I'm going to get better and better at it. But I feel like every day I'm trying to improve, and I'm trying to learn more.
Darcy.
Amanda, congratulations. Can you compare how you felt after reaching the semis at Wimbledon to how you're feeling now? Does this feel like more natural, like this is where you're supposed to be at this stage in a major?
It still feels a bit surreal, for sure. It's the farthest I've gone by far at the US Open, and it's extremely special. Like today is definitely the most meaningful victory I've had in my life. And yeah, I mean, I have that belief in myself and that confidence that I'm able to play at the top level, and I'm able to really go head to head with, the top three and everyone who's, in the top 10. I've shown that, and I think I was able to prove that to myself time and time again for a long time now. But yeah, I mean, it's really competitive these days, and also the Grand Slams are really tough. So I'm just really pleased to make it this far for the first time.
Ben.
Congratulations, Amanda. I just wanted to ask two things. What did it feel like when you got that first game? You sort of shouted yes and you got to 1-1 in the first. So how big was that to get the 0 off the board early on? And then second, if you can just look ahead to your two possible next opponents in Osaka and Muhova.
Yeah, for sure. When I wasn't able to hold in that first game, I was really like, okay, here we go. That was a little stressful, but yeah, winning that first game kind of took some stress off my shoulders for sure. And then, once I got that game, I think I was really easing to the match. But I mean, I wasn't really worried about it. I knew that I'm going to be playing some good tennis. I've been playing great all week, so I was just trying to tell myself to treat it like, a match I've never played before. Kind of go into it with a fresh mindset. But yeah, I think the beginning was pretty stressful, but once I got myself going, I was getting more and more comfortable and obviously more confident and able to put what happened in the past, like really in the past. And then, yeah, I mean, Naomi and Caro are playing some amazing tennis. I've been watching some of their matches this week, and yeah, both incredibly tough opponents. And I think it's going to be a really tough one tonight. But yeah, maybe I'll be watching a little bit, but I'm looking forward to it. It's going to
Last two, Charlie and Willie.
Yesterday, Carlos spoke about the importance of kind of positive body language, and I just wondered for you how important it was to kind of stay positive and show that, especially after the first game, like you said, to not win it, to kind of remind yourself and your opponent that you weren't scared or you didn't think it was going to get away from you again.
Yeah, for sure. I think that was the most important part of today, is really lifting myself up and trying to pump myself up with positive affirmations, like I said. And I think that was something I was really lacking in the Wimbledon final. I wasn't really showing much, or my attitude and my presence wasn't really there. So I think that's also something that I learned that I need to do better of. And yeah, I felt really good out there, and I feel like I was really supporting myself, which in turn also helped me play better.
Willie, final question.
You mentioned the two possible opponents, but since we won't have an opportunity to speak with you again before, if you wouldn't mind taking each one individually, starting with Naomi, what are your thoughts about what makes her such a challenging opponent, and you haven't played each other in a while?
Yeah, well, she's won 4 Grand Slams. She's obviously knows the game very well and is very successful. And she's a really strong hitter. I mean, she plays really well on the hard courts. We know that. And I feel like she's really found her groove. She's put in a lot of work this past year. I've observed it and I've seen it. And yeah, I feel like she's really found her momentum here. She looks like she's enjoying it out there. So yeah, obviously she's always been a top player and one of the best.
And then with Muchova, what do you consider her biggest strengths?
Yeah, her movement, a lot of her tricky shots. I mean, I love watching her play. She's really crafty and really tough player. We've only played once, I think, and it was a really fun match. Like, I really enjoyed playing against her, and I love watching players who play that sort of tennis. And yeah, I'm just really happy to see her doing well. She's had a lot of injuries, so to see her healthy and having fun out there is really special.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Amanda.
Thank you.